everyone, Alexa here from the blog theduvallhomestead.com, where I write about farm-to-table recipes and homemade natural living. Today I'm going to take you along a day in the life of homesteading. We actually got snow this morning, and so things look a little bit different because we have to accommodate for that. I'm finding that I'm really in the Christmas spirit early this year. Normally I don't get there until right before Christmas, even though I decorate, we do all the things, but I usually find it a little bit stressful, to be honest with you. And then right before Christmas I start to really relax into it. For some reason this year, right at Thanksgiving, I just got right into the Christmas spirit, and it's just been lasting. I thought it was like a one-day thing, but I'm just still in it. So I'm gonna be working on some Christmas decorations today as well. So we started the day with doing chicken chores. This is what we always do. I bring Allison out here and I let her feed the chickens and we collect eggs.
Our first snow of the year. Just probably want to get some food. You guys want to come out here? You want to brave the snow and get some eggs? We got some eggs for you. Good ladies. Do you want to feed the chickens? Good job. Good job.
So next we went grocery shopping. This is something I do every Tuesday. It's a weekly event and I usually go with my mom. I am really strict about only going once a week because I find that every time I go to the grocery store, I buy something. And so if I go multiple times per week, I buy more than if I just go once. I didn't take any video of that because I feel like you probably already know what that looks like to go to the grocery store. So came back, I unloaded the groceries, and then I put my baby down for a nap. Now, when she naps, I try to get a lot of stuff done. A lot of times I work on my computer, I edit photos, I work on videos, I work on blog posts. Today, I'm actually just really behind on house chores, so I'm going to be making some sauerkraut, making some bread, and doing some chicken chores. Usually I just make sauerkraut in the summertime because it ferments so easily in the warm weather. But my daughter Allison really likes sauerkraut, and it's a really nice way for her to get probiotic, and it's just a nice snack to have on hand. So I'm going to break the rule and go ahead and make it even though it is cold out. I have a whole tutorial for how to make this on the Duvallhomestead.com, and I'll link that below. So to make things a little easier, I'm going to put everything in this food processor here and just chop the cabbage up that way. Now I'm going to create a brine with the sauerkraut, which is basically just going to be salted water, and just start squeezing it for making the brine. Okay, we're going to see if all of the sauerkraut fits in this mason jar. The other thing I like about cabbage is it sits in your fridge for a long time. I think I had this one in there for 3 weeks. And it doesn't go bad for quite a while. So I always buy cabbage at the store thinking I'm going to make sauerkraut, and then I don't get around to it for a while, so it's nice that it doesn't go bad right away. So there's lots of brine already in here, so I'm just going to push the leaves down, pack them in, and then I actually have some boiled salt water here that I always prepare just in case I don't have enough. The leaves on the bottom to create a barrier between the sauerkraut and the air. That's how you prevent any mold from growing. Wait. And I'm just gonna let it sit on the counter here for at least 2 weeks because it's not that warm out. It's gonna take at least 2 weeks to be fully fermented, and then it's going to be delicious. I'm also baking a loaf of sourdough bread. I do this every few days anyway, and this is no exception. Just one of those things that has to get done, but it does bring me a lot of joy because look how pretty it looks when it's done. Now I do have this rustic bread recipe on my blog, theduvallhomestead.com. I'll link that below. It's a beginner recipe. If you're brand new to sourdough baking, you will be able to follow it. I've had many people tell me that they could not get bread right until they tried my recipe, and then they get it right. So if you listen really carefully, you can still hear the crackling of the bread continuing to bake once it's already out of the oven. And that's why it's important you don't cut it open for at least an hour. Okay, so it has been getting dark really early here, like 4 o'clock, and right now it's 3 o'clock, so I need to go out and check on the chickens, make sure that they have food, because when it's snowy, they don't like to walk on the snow, and they sometimes don't go to their food. Anyway, I like to make sure that they have enough to eat, especially in the cold, and that they're not getting too wet out there, so So we're just gonna go do some chicken chores really quick. Usually I take Allison with me when I do this, but she's sleeping and I wanna take you along, which means I don't wanna bring the camera out in the dark. So while it's still light out, I'm gonna bring you out and you'll do that with me. So I'm gonna have to bring them out some more food too because they kick dirt all up into their food, which happens whenever I have to put it in a weird spot. I might also add some straw to their coop because it keeps them warm. Now it's not like in the teens here, but it's in the 20s, so it's cold. What you really want to prevent is any moisture. So if water gets in the coop and then it freezes, you don't want them sleeping on ice, obviously. So as long as you keep it dry and you have straw, they can generate such warm temperatures just with their feathers alone. So they're good. They don't need anything else, but I do make sure that it's dry and there's ventilation, and I put straw in there too. Okay, so since the chicken's food was destroyed, I'm going to bring them out new food. This is fermented chicken feed. Basically, it's just organic chicken feed that I added water to and let it sit out so it can ferment. This is way better than just putting dry feed out because they can't kick it around so it doesn't get wasted. And it doesn't leave a trail for rodents either. It also has the added benefit of probiotics because it's fermented. There we go, that's better lighting. And so it wastes less, which saves you money, and then also is healthier for your chickens. The only thing is you can't leave a whole bunch of it out for a long time. Like you have to go out there once or twice a day and make sure that there's enough and keep it in the fridge when you're not using it, so it's just more fresh. So let's go bring this out to the backyard ladies. Installing the chicken curtain. Mostly just because it's super cute.
So, this is the egg nest box, and those are actually fake eggs because we just put them in there so that they know where to lay their eggs, and also so that they know not to eat the eggs, because if they peck those, nothing will happen. So we put down straw, and that keeps them warm so they can snuggle up in here, and they can get quite warm in the wintertime, so they do just fine. Now that I'm done with the chicken chores entirely out here, I'm gonna go inside and make a cup of hot cocoa. Actually, I'm gonna make a mocha because we have some leftover coffee, and then I'm gonna work on the Christmas decorations. So for the homemade mocha recipe, I'm gonna add my leftover coffee, some milk, whole milk, some heavy cream, cocoa powder, honey, natural sweetener, some vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt. Also gonna whip up some whipped cream really quick by just pouring some heavy whipping cream in my mixing bowl and mixing that up with some vanilla extract. And I'm going to top this with a little bit of cinnamon. Yikes, this is artificial lighting, which I hate. You know that I like natural lighting, but it got so dark that I couldn't see anymore. So I'm gonna turn on this stovetop potpourri. Basically, I'm going to just put water and oranges and cinnamon sticks and some cranberries. And let that simmer on the stove, and it's gonna create a really nice aroma in the air. Very festive and Christmassy. And I also saved a bag for next time. So I just am gonna freeze this, and then next time I want to create the stovetop potpourri, I can just pull this out and put it in the water. Okay, I'm gonna get to decorating the tree a little bit, maybe the dining table, I don't know. I'm just gonna try to make a dent in the Christmas decor now that I have my mocha. There's nothing like sipping a homemade mocha while decorating for Christmas with stovetop potpourri and some Christmas music too. I'm really enjoying this moment, and these moments don't come along very often, but when they do, I really enjoy them. So really thank you for joining me for this very Christmassy day in the life homesteading video.
new Christmas tree skirt this year because the one we had previously was one that I had sewn myself, and I love it, but it's not big enough for, we got a really big tree this year, so. All right, well, thank you all so much for joining me on this day in the life, cozy winter, even though it's still fall, it's early winter, I guess you could say. But anyway, homestead vlog, video, whatever you want to call it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it made you get in the Christmas spirit. If you're brand new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Every week I post a new video on farm-to-table recipes and homemade natural living. Thank you so much for stopping by the Duvall Homestead.